Okay, now this is the second part I was telling you guys about. Now, we're going to talk about these verbs here. Now, like I said before, there are, in Tagalog, they have several types of verbs, but today we're going to just focus on the verbs, okay? And like I told you guys before, oh, I don't have it. Oh, it's right here. When you look up an verb in the dictionary, when you look it up, it will be here, okay? Um, it will be in this form, and it's the infinitive. So, like this one here, we have pupun. Like if you look up to go in a dictionary, you're going to get pumunta, okay? So if you guys don't have this dictionary already, I will advise you to get it. It's pretty good. And another thing I like about it is the fact that they've added accent marks on a lot of the words. Like for example, if you look up mouse, it will be daga. They have the accent, like not daga, but daga. They actually have the accent mark over that word, that last letter. And I think that's very good. Now, of course, you'll pick up the accent through listening, but why not add the accent on top of the letter at the same time? That would be great. So they've only done that in this dictionary. They haven't done it in like the living language or any other courses, at least not that I know of. So yeah. So the verbs, you look up any verb in the dictionary. If you see then you know that's the infinitive. Okay. So like I said, to go. To go will be pumunta. So I've used 4 verbs here. All right, so we have pumunta, we have bumalik, gumamit, and dumating. Okay, so pumunta is the infinitive of to go, the verb. Bumalik is the infinitive of to return. Gumamit is the infinitive of to use. And dumating is the infinitive of to come or to arrive. Okay, so these are all verbs. All right, so let's just focus on the verbs for now. We'll get into some other verbs later. Okay, so what do we need to know about these verbs? Now, the first thing, once you know the pumunta, okay, once you know the verb, once you know the infinitive, from there, I will advise you to figure out what the root word, what the root form is, okay? And it's very easy. This is the root at the bottom or at the end, okay? So the root of pumunta will be punta, okay? So what happened? What happened was they took out the which drop out the and you have punta. That will be the root. So essentially, what you need to do is take out. What's that? Essentially, what you need to do is take out all the okay, of the infinitive form, and after you do that, you will have the root. That's very easy. Okay, I'll say that again. When you get the infinitive, the verb, take out the and that will be the root. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what tense you can put, like the easy tense to use when you figure out the root. Okay, so pumunta, drop off the and you got punta, so you have the root. All right, now when you get the root, it's very easy. Future tense. Okay, you want to put, let's say, okay, man, I want to put pumunta in the future tense. What do I need to do? First of all, drop off the get your root, punta. And then from the root, all you do is double the first 2. So punta becomes pupunta, pupunta, pupunta. So from that root, all you need to do is double the first 2 letters. Okay, double that, pupunta, pupunta. Okay, and that's the same thing's gonna happen with all of the verbs. All right, I'll just go through all of them for you. Okay, so we look up to return or return in dictionary. They're going to give you bumalik, the verb, verb bumalik. That's the infinitive. So, so we want to know what the root form is. What is the root of bumalik? Like I said before, we have to drop off the and then you have balik. Okay, that's the root, balik. Now from there, Future tense, you just double ba, and you get babalik, babalik. Okay, same deal. Now another one, gumamit, to use, gumamit. All you have to do is say gumamit. Drop off the and you get gamit. All right, that's simple. Gamit. You have your root. Now you want to put it in the future tense. You double the ga. Gagamit. Gagamit. Okay, gagamit. Okay, do my thing. Do my thing. To arrive, to come. Okay, drop off the then you get the root. Dating. Do my thing becomes dating. You want to put in the future tense. So what do? We double this. Da-da-ting. Da-da-ting. Now, I need to explain something to you guys about this. And then you see this R here. This is irregular. Okay, for the reason why it's da-da-ting and not da-da-ting is because it's okay, how can I explain this? First of all, let me explain this to you. In Tagalog, would they din, rin. Okay, first of all, this means also. It means also. Okay, and they have two different spellings. They have din and rin. So if I say akorin, I say akorin, like me too. I say something like akorin. Okay, me too. I use the rin here. I use this one instead of that one. Why? I use this one instead because this ako ends with a vowel. Anytime you use rin, you have to pay attention to the word before. If it ends with a vowel, then you have to use the r. You have to use the rin. If it's a consonant, then you have to use the d. Okay, pretty simple. So like I wrote here in babayin, I wrote akorin. Okay, akorin. Akorin. So of course this is the r. Now in babayin it's spelled the same. The r, it's the same spelling. There's no change. You just have to you would just have to know from the context. Okay, you'll be able to figure it out. So it's r, it's rin if it's a vowel. If it's a consonant, then you use din. Now back to this da-da-ting. It's not da-da-ting. Why? Because this da, the A here, it's a vowel. So you have to use the r. You can't say da-da-ting. It won't work. You don't do that in Tagalog, okay? So I just want to point that out. So da-da-ting. So again, do my ting. We want to find this is the infinitive, do my ting. You want to figure out what the root is. Drop off the and then you get da-ting. That's the root. From the root, then you put that in the future. Say, okay, I'm going to put this in the future tense, and it will be da-da-ting, da-da-ting, okay? Because you double this. You just have to make sure you don't use da-da, the D spelling, because it ends with a vowel, okay? Da-da-ting. All right. So far we've talked about the infinitive, the future, the roots, the future tense. Now, I'm going to tell you the past tense is very easy. The past tense for the verbs, very, very, very easy. You know what you do? Pumunta. That's it. Pumunta. That's the past. I went. So pumunta, I went. Bumalik, I returned. Gumamit, I used. Dumating, I came or I arrived. So essentially, all of the infinitives of these verbs, all the verbs, the infinitive, they're already in the past tense, okay? They're already in the past tense. All right? So, pumunta. And maybe there are some of you saying, well, how can we figure out through context? Now, if you guys know languages like those Latin languages like Spanish, I believe French is like this, Portuguese, those type of languages, when you use the infinitive, which is like English will say like to go, to eat, to play. Those are called infinitives when you put the to in front of the verb. Okay, to play, to go, to eat. Those are the infinitives. Now, when you use the infinitives in those type of languages like Tagalog, the Spanish, Portuguese, Like you want to use them in situations where you say something like, I am able to do this. Like I am able to speak to God. Like I am able to use this computer. You have to use the infinitive. Very important. Okay, you have to use the infinitive. That's one scenario. The other scenario is when you say that you have to do something. Like you say, I have to go, I have to eat. You have to use the infinitive form. So that's when you're going to use these. Pumunta. Now, from the context, you'll be a tell if it was in the past. Okay? Like, for example, if I say, pumunta ako sa Pilipinas. Pumunta ako sa Pilipinas. That's saying that I went. I literally went to the Philippines. So I said, pumunta ako sa Pilipinas. Okay? So it's not saying anything about I have to go or anything of that, but it's just saying that I went to the Philippines. So just keep that in mind. The the infinitive, that's already past tense. So now we know the past tense, we know the future tense. Okay, now what about the present progressive? What about the ongoing, the ing? I'm doing this, or I do this in general. It's this one here, pumunta. So let's go back up to pumunta. Okay, when you want to use the present progressive, okay, the ongoing tense, it's like combining the root verb. It's combining the root and the infinitive. Okay, so you have pumunta. Now, remember we said the infinitive is pumunta, right? We want to connect half of this with the punta, but keep in mind, this is how I remember. When I want to put like that in the, when I want to put the verb in the present progressive, I keep in mind that there are 4 syllables. Okay, there are 4 syllables. If I go over 4 syllables, then I know something is not right. Okay, what do I mean by that? I mean that when, like this, pumunta, pumunta, when I connect the pumunta with the punta, I should only hear 4 syllables. So it should be pumunta, pumunta, not pumunta punta, not pumunta punta. Okay, not pumunta punta. See, I got 5. This should be 4. Pumunta, because we're only adding half of the infinitive. We dropping off the other stuff. Okay, so you just want pumu. So pumupunta. Okay. I am returning. Bumabalik. Gumamit. I am using. Gumagamit. Dumating. I am arriving. I am coming. Dumarating. Dumarating. See? 4. So that's the present ongoing or something that you do in general. Okay? So now we know the future tense, past tense, the present progressive, we know the roots, the infinitive. So look, that's simple. And this is the same rule for all verbs. Just verbs, okay? Not mock verbs, not verbs, just verbs. We're going to mess with those other verbs later, but just focus on the verbs, because this is what I introduced in our boot camp, Tagalog boot camp lesson. Okay, our first lesson. So this is the rule for the verbs. So I hope you guys understand that. All right. And over here, this is just like I explained before, the din, the din, harin, akorin. Just you have to make sure you pay attention to like the word before. If it ends with a vowel, then it's going to be rin. If it's a consonant, then it will be din. Okay. All right. Oh, this one here, I wrote in my mind. This is ang aklat. See, this is ang aklat, ang aklatin, ang aklatin, ang aklatin. The book also. So this time, you see how aklat, it ends with a consonant. Okay. So it's a D-I-N this time. It's D-I-N, not R-I-N. And like I said before, it's spelled the same, but you would just know from the context on how to spell it, okay? So that's pretty much it for that. Now, I have a little special reading down here. This is, I'm not going to translate this. This is sort of like a challenge for my Tagalog boot camp soldiers here. I want to see the first 3 people who to translate this. Okay, I want you guys to translate it in. If you want, you can go ahead and translate it in the Romanized script first, or you can just go straight to the translation. It's pretty simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it. Okay. So I don't want any native speakers to. I can't figure out if you're a native speaker or not. Well, that's fine. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. All right. So what do we have here? Okay. So gusto ko pupunta. Wait. Sorry. Gusto ko pumunta sa Pinas. Pero pupunta ka ba sa akin? Ewan ko kailan babalik ako dito. Let's see. Puede po ba ngayon gumagamit ako aklat ng Tagalog para pwedeng ako marunong Tagalog sa mga tao lang. Okay, I'm not going to translate that. So this is just a little challenge for my soldiers here. And if you guys are native speakers and you translate, that's fine. That's okay. I'm just going to look for the first the first 3 students who want to translate this, studying this with me. So this is just more of a challenge, and I want to get used to using this script. I'm not going to use too much Latin script. I won't do that. Okay. So that's pretty much it for this lesson. I try to use as much as Babayan here. I translated these. I've got to tell you, all of these are just translated into Babayan. Okay, just for my own good. I practice writing. I like practice writing. So that's it. Like I said, if you guys are native speakers, you speak Tagalog. If you see if you see any mistakes or anything explained wrong here, just let us know, because we're learning this language, so we're not perfect. So yeah, that's it. And let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will get back to you ASAP. Thanks for viewing the video.